Hey friends, today I have a book for you. It's one of my favorite books, and it was one of my mom's favorite books. She taught kindergarten for a very long time, and then she was a librarian, and this is one of her favorite books, which she made it be one of my favorite books too. But the name of the book is The Aminal, not the animal, but the Aminal. And it's the author is Lorna Balian, I think is how you say her name. But she's also the person who drew the pictures, the illustrator, because there's only one name on here. That means she did both. She wrote the words for the story and she drew the pictures. So let's read what The Aminal is all about. Look at that funny looking guy. He kind of looks like an alien. Patrick was having a picnic all by himself. Let me move over just a minute. Here we go. Patrick was having a picnic all by himself when he saw it. Look, he's eating a sandwich. He's got an apple. Oh my goodness. I think he's going to put it in that sack. Having a picnic all alone is not as pleasant as having a picnic with a friend. That's why Patrick decided to catch it and be a friend to it and share his picnic with it and take him home with him, and they would be friends forever. Can you see Patrick? He ate all of his apple. So he caught it, and although he tried to hide the little thing he tried to catch, it did seem to be friendly. Patrick offered to share his picnic, but the creature wasn't interested in pickles or peanut butter sandwiches or even fig bars. It only seemed sleepy. Can you go to sleep? Patrick made a nice soft bed for it with grass and dandelion fuzzies in his lunch bag, and he started home. So he made a little bed. It's hard to see, these pictures aren't very dark. Made a little bed in there and then put him inside, put the little creature inside, and then he started home. Oh, there's a friend of his. Her name's Molly. So on the way, he met Molly. Patrick told her he caught an aminal all by himself and that it was sleeping in his lunch bag. It's round and green and blinky-eyed with lots of prickly toenails and a waggy tail, he said. I think it's going to be hungry when he wakes up, and I have to hurry home and feed it. And away he went. Oh, look what Molly is thinking about. Molly thinks that the aminal looks like that, by the way Patrick described it. Then along came Calvin. So now Molly and Calvin are talking, and along came Calvin, and who asked Molly. Calvin asked Molly, "Where is Patrick going in such a hurry?" She told him Patrick caught an aminal and he was going home to feed it. She said it was round, wild. It was a round, wild green thing that had slinky eyes and lots of toes with prickles on them and a long, waggly tail. "What does it eat?" he asked. "I don't know," she said. "I really can't imagine, Calvin." Molly just doesn't know. Let's see. Oh, now, look what Calvin's thinking. Calvin thinks that the aminal might look like that. And remember, Molly thought that the aminal looked like that. So those two are a little bit different. Calvin ran to find his friend Freddie. He told him that Patrick caught a wild thing called an aminal, that it was big and round and green with lots of feet and eyes, and it had sharp things all over it, and a long snappy tail, and it ate things. Ooh, that sounds scary. What kind of things does it eat? Asked Freddie. I don't know, Calvin gulped. Lots of things, I suppose. So Calvin went and told Freddie, and now Freddie thinks that the aminal, oh my goodness, thinks that the aminal looks like this, with lots of eyes. Every time somebody tells a different person, the aminal changes the way it looks, or their description changes. Freddie told his sister Cookie about a terrible, wild aminal thing that Patrick caught. He told her it was big and green and furry. He told her it had eyes and stickery things all over it and hundreds of feet. And it had a long tail like a snake, and it ate and ate and ate. What does it eat? Gasped Cookie. I don't know, said Freddie, but it eats lots of it. I wonder what, Cookie whispered. Oh my goodness, look what Cookie thinks it looks like. She thinks it kind of looks like a dragon now. So that description changed again. Cookie told Geraldine that they had better stay away from Patrick's house because he had this aminal thing that was just as awful and wild, and although she supposed he kept it locked up, well, you never know what it might do if it got hungry enough. She told her it had lots of tangly, stickery green fur and terrible eyes, and it was 100 feet long, and it had snakes on its tail. How dreadful, said Geraldine. What does it eat? What do you think it eats? Whispers Cookie. Oh, dear me, quivered Geraldine, feeling very goosebumpily. Now that is what Geraldine thinks it looks like. So even a bigger, kind of sort of like a bigger dragon than even the last time. Suddenly it occurred to Cookie that Patrick was her friend. That Patrick was little, that Patrick probably didn't realize the danger he was in, that Patrick should be warned and protected. Kind of like Deputy Mick protects us at school. So they ran to tell the others. So all the other kids who had images in their head of what an aminal might look like, they all went to talk together. Patrick is little, Cookie told them. Patrick is in danger, she said. We have to warn him and protect him. He is our friend. They all hurried to find something that might help protect a friend. And arrived breathlessly at Patrick's house. They were all out of breath because they run so hard. Where is that wild thing you caught, Patrick? They all asked. It's behind the house, he replied. Do you want to see it? Yes, they did, and no, they didn't, but maybe they ought to. Just take a peek. So they followed Patrick fearfully around the house. They were all super scared, but they did it anyway because they wanted to make sure their friend was safe. Oh my goodness, it's gone, said Patrick. It's gone. It was sitting right there, and now it's gone. Help me find it, please. Help me find it. Patrick said it was sitting right there. Patrick doesn't seem to be scared. Patrick seems to be worried that his aminal is gone. They looked in the tall weeds and found bugs and caterpillars. They looked in the tree and found Molly's cat. But they didn't find the aminal. Not yet, anyway. Under the bushes, they found lots of prickles, but they weren't green prickles. They peeked into the garage, but it was too dark to find anything in there. They looked everywhere, everywhere except the porch, said Patrick. Maybe it's hiding under the porch. Ooh, that's scary. It's dark. Look at it. Looks dark in there, like in the garage. Calvin said he was much too big to crawl under the porch. Molly was certain that she was too big also. Freddie stretched as tall as he could on his tippy toes. There he is, Freddie's tippy toes. As tall as he could on his tippy toes, and he hoped he wouldn't fit in that small dark space. I couldn't squeeze under there, said Cookie. Geraldine was sure that she couldn't either. They're all standing there. Patrick's the only one who's not scared, and everybody else is trying to make themselves too big to actually go under. But guess what Patrick did? He squirmed under the porch. He says, I found it! I found my aminal! Here it is! So can you see it? I can't see it. It's too dark. Well, I can't get the page turned. He came out with his aminal, and I'm not going to show you the picture just yet. Oh, Patrick, that's not an aminal. That's an animal. It's a turtle animal. That's what I said. An aminal, said Patrick. Huh, Geraldine said, just a silly little old turtle. Well, it's nice and friendly, said Molly. What's its name? Patrick thought for a minute. I didn't name it yet, but I think I'll call it Friendly. They all agreed that Friendly was a good name for a friendly, little, harmless, green, little turtle. What does Friendly eat, Patrick? Giggled Cookie. Mosquitoes, said Patrick. That's what. Lots and lots of mosquitoes. So now he's got to catch some mosquitoes. I had one last night. Last night I went outside and I had a mosquito on my leg already. I couldn't believe I had a mosquito on my leg. I thought that would be later on, closer to summertime. But anyway, this is the aminal. And when we get back to school, we might be able to read that again. Maybe you can go and draw what you thought the aminal looked like. Or maybe you could just go draw a turtle today. Turtle starts with a T. Like Tristan starts with a T. So you go and you start on your activities, and soon I'm going to do my activities, and I'll put them on YouTube so that y'all can see those too.